Welcome to the Impactful Entrepreneur Show with Adrienne Hill, a place for online business industry expertise and thought leadership, where you can build the skills, structure, and systems you need to thrive in business and have a lasting impact in your industry. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am super excited about this particular session. I am here with the lovely Annette J. Morris, M.A., the owner of Goal Getter LLC and movement maker for the M.I.N.D Initiative. Annette has a knack for developing the goals and visions of other movement makers. She helps female entrepreneurs discover their divine gifts and skills while positioning them to create profitable businesses, including the nonprofit sector. Annette is committed to her own development as a leader, mental health counselor, master certified life, mindset and business coach, and speaker. She does it all, you guys. Annette has also published 11 books. Can we just give her some applause for that? Oh my goodness. 6 of which were co-authored projects and another 3 made it onto the Amazon's bestseller list. Annette was also recently recognized as Brains Magazine's top 500 global leaders. We are so blessed to have her here with us today. And in addition to being all of these amazing things, she is also a wife, mother, daughter, sister, and friend. And now she's friends with all of us. And we are so excited to hear from her today. So welcome, Annette. We're so excited to have you.
Hey, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, I know we are very excited to dig into your topic. There's a lot of people who have been waiting for this topic specifically, but before we dig in, just in case there's some people in the audience who have not met you yet or read one of your many books, can you tell us just a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and what brought you to kind of your area of expertise today?
Absolutely. So yeah, I've been a full-time entrepreneur now. July will be 11 years. Initially, when I made the transition into full-time entrepreneurship, I was a mental health therapist. So I have a master's degree in mental health therapy from the University of Louisiana, and I was actually supervising a social service agency at the time. I knew that I wasn't going to be in the field forever. I just didn't know, where God was leading me. But it was, with mental health, you have to work on the mental illness of a person, right? And I know that there is, even though like we can all be diagnosed with something, right? If we're looking at DSM long enough, we'll be like, you know what, that sounds like me, but I'd rather like focus on the mental wellness and the wholeness of a person, right? Just helping them to whatever their diagnosis may be, no matter what it is, you can still lead a normal life, right? So I like honing in on mental wellness. And I knew that being in the mental health field was not going to allow me to do that as much as I can if I transition out into like a certified life coach and other things, right? So I decided to make the transition out. Initially, I was working with youth, and I had a nonprofit organization. So that's how I transitioned out of my full-time employment into my nonprofit. But the more I worked in it, the more I realized, hey, I want to work with women as well. But I really love working with women and teenagers. And we were doing like teen entrepreneurship, summer programs and all of these other things, but the nonprofit wouldn't allow me to work with women because it was structured for children. So I dissolved it, moved the teen entrepreneurship program, and I started doing women empowerment, women trainings, and all of these other things under my current business, which is Goal Getter LLC, and has been doing that since actually Goal Getter LLC makes 10 years at the 27th of April. So we're almost 10 years old. And that's saying a lot for a business to be in existence for 10 years. So we have been blessed. And will be in existence for 10 years. And this is pretty much what I do, mainly empowering women, helping them to discover whatever their divine gifts are, and helping them to convert that gift into a 5 to 7 figure income generating business. That brings me joy. It doesn't even feel like I work every day. I just get up and do the thing that I love each and every day. Do it through coaching, motivational speaking, all of these other capacities that I've been afforded the opportunity to do, including writing books. So that's pretty much has been my transition in business, going from being a therapist into, and it's not a lot of life coaching, it's mainly business coaching, but it's all infused, because a lot of my clients are attracted to me because they're like, I know you had that therapy background. I know I have to overcome a lot of mindset hurdles, all of these other things. And that plays a factor into it because a lot of times what I realize is that a lot of women have these mindset barriers, things that, has been implanted in them from young that we have to fight and overcome because a lot of them are first generation entrepreneurs. all the things, right? So the life part plays a big part of it. The mindset part plays a big part of it. Even though it's supposed to just be business coaching, I have a lot of that going on inside of just the business coaching. So it's my pleasure and honor to be able to bring my experience, my years of experience. I got my degree in 2006 into this field, helping women to overcome all the things that they have to overcome in order to be successful in business.
Oh, that is so fascinating and interesting.
Yes.
What I love about your story is that you took this educational background, this experience in the mental health area, and you said, instead of focusing on illness, I want to focus on wellness.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to focus on all the positive side of this and like empowering people. And I love that because I think you're so right. And I think everyone watching can identify with this. You're building a business, but really you're playing a mental game with yourself.
Always. Yes. And it's always mainly like overcoming, because what I realize is like the dialogue we have with ourselves is never the what if positive aspect, right? It's what if I fail? What if I don't do this right? What if I go broke? What if we never have the what ifs? What if I become a millionaire? What if I'm extremely successful? The conversations never sound like that, right? So I'm always countering, like when my clients are like, because even like last night I was at a mixer and one of my clients was there as well, and she's like, well, what if I don't charge them? She was like, and I looked at her, she was like, I knew you was gonna look at me like that, right? Because she's trying to talk herself out of the pricing for this program that we're getting ready to launch next Saturday with her, right? But it's her overcoming these mindset hurdles. Her mom, she's from a poor background. Mom is from a poor background. Mom is saying, you sure that's not too much of this? I'm like, it's not. So it's a constant fight, like overcoming all of that stuff and all of the junk that we've been raised to believe into what the real is right now, right? Because what we've been raised to believe and what's reality right now is often two different things. Things. So yeah, and it takes a lot of mindset work to help people to overcome this and get to heal.
Yeah, which I love. Well, and what I also love about what you do, like obviously you help women kind of get past being stuck in their minds.
Yes.
And then the minute someone kind of has a breakthrough, right? And they're feeling that motivation and they're like, I'm going to do this, right? Like they're ready to take some action. I think the number one thing I hear quite a bit, and I'm sure you hear it all the time. Okay, now I got to start marketing myself on social media. How do I do that? Like, where do I even start? How do I know what to say on social media?
All of that. And a lot of times we overthink it. We overthink it. Yeah.
Honestly, yes. And we expect this level of perfection of ourselves that just honestly isn't realistic
at all.
And a lot of times the true growth, and a lot of times the biggest success stories come through doing it messy. Right? Yeah. So I know you kind of have this interesting marketing method that you use, a way to keep things simple, to stop overthinking.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So tell us just a little bit about, like, for the people in the audience who they're either not sure at all how to market themselves or their offers, or they're getting out there and they're doing things, but it's just not working. And they're watching this going, I think I might be overcomplicating it. Like, I think that's me,
That's me.
Yes. How would you break down, like, what's the first step in, if you're not a marketer, learning to market yourself?
Right. So I think one of the main confusions that I see, and it was in my mindset too. So when I say we, y'all, I was guilty of it at one time until I had to tell myself, like, girl, listen, stop overthinking this process, right? I think we associate marketing with sales, right? I have to be selling. And that's not genuinely what marketing is. And it's not what I instruct my clients to do, right? I tell them content is everything, right? Everything that you do is content, right? Because when you're building a brand, it's not necessarily that you are selling and doing a call to action every time. You're getting people to connect with you, right? And what we call the know, like, and trust factor, right? So once they get to know you, they get to like you, they start to trust you, and then they convert into paying clients, right? Once they know, like, and trust you, no matter what you sell, like, it's not selling, because you're literally just informing them of what you have, and they're going to buy it because at this point they know, like, and trust you, right? But we overthink it, feeling like every time we get on live, we have to be selling something and this is that or whatever. And it's not the reality, right? So even simple things as when you are doing Instagram stories, they're telling you, like, Instagram should be behind the scene, which means you're not performing, you're not posing. It's like, what are you doing right now? Like right now, I could just be doing videotaping this without the audio part and be like, behind the scenes, I'm getting ready for a summit, right? Or if I'm getting dressed and putting my makeup on, that's behind the scenes. I'm getting ready to go and talk on the summit, whatever it is. Okay, now I'm bringing the kids to school or whatever it is, right? So all of that is like behind the scene type stuff where people get to see you in real life, right? Because most of the time when we are business people, we feel like, oh, we just got to talk about business and we just have to show people how the business going. They say, you're a real person. Show people that you are a real person and they'll be able to connect and resonate with you, right? Because if your target audience is moms who are entrepreneurs and they never see you in a mom capacity, I can't connect with you because I don't know what you do in mom life, right? To know that, okay, it's possible for me to be a mom over here and I'm going to football practice with my son or going to his football games and I'm coming over here being a business owner. When I get to see you in the mom spotlight and a business owner spotlight, then I'm like, you know what? She may be able to be my coach or whatever she sells may be important to me or help me in this transition of being all of these things, right? But if I never see you outside of the business capacity, then I'm not connecting with you and I don't really know you because all I know you as is a business person, right? So stop overthinking the process. Think in terms of like stories or like behind the scenes, whatever you're doing behind the scenes, getting ready, getting prepared, your morning routine, making your cup of coffee, putting your makeup on, meditation, whatever it is that you do behind the scenes to prepare for your day, all of that is story content, right? Anything that's in reels, listen, don't overthink reels because my clients be like, I just don't have time to do all of that. It just takes a whole lot. It does take time, but it doesn't take a whole lot. So let me give y'all some of the secrets of what I do when I do reels, right? And it looked like I spend a lot of time doing reels, but I really don't, right? So I have every Monday allocated, and I have like 4 hours allocated every Monday, right? And it's not just for reels, it's just for like content. If I'm creating a course, videos for YouTube, reels for, I just each Monday is allocated to something else. But when it's a real day, I bring like 5 because y'all can't see what I have at the bottom anyway, right? In most instances, if I'm sitting down, I might have pajamas on. You never really know, right? I bring 5 different tops to the office, right, with me. And I'll just batch out a bunch of reels. Now, during the week, when I have like some downtime, I'll go through reels and see like what audio I want to use. And I just save the audio, right? So on Mondays, when I get to the office, I have a bunch of audio saved. I have like 5 different tops. So it looked like I did it on 5 different days and I really didn't. I did it all in one day, right? So in that 4-hour time frame, because you have to realize like the reels are sometimes 15 seconds, 30 seconds. It's not taking you a long time to create a 15, 30-second reel, right? So I may do, if I have this top, I may do 4 or 5 reels in this top. Then I'm gonna change another top and I'll do 4 or 5 reels in another top, right? And so I just keep changing tops, right? And some of them may see my whole body and that's good, but then the rest of them are just going to see the top of me because I'm sitting down doing something or whatever it is. And it looks like I did it on a bunch of different days. And I can actually sit down and batch out 2 to 3 weeks worth of reels on one day, right? And then I save them. So I'll publish one that day and then I save all the rest as drafts. And each day that comes and I just go in the draft, pick which one I want to use, put it on live and roll it, right? That's not a lot of time. So anything else that you want to create, you have to realize like reels can be used on Facebook and they can be used on TikTok, right? So if you record it in Instagram, you download it to your phone, you stream it to Facebook, you can put it on TikTok as well. You're saving yourself a lot of time because you're not creating, I got to go in here and create TikToks or I got to do it for Facebook. It's one reel, you're using all those different platforms, right? Then again, if you're saying something in the reel or whatever, and it's like a phrase that was catchy or whatever it is, take that and use it and create a piece of content to put it on your Facebook or whatever as an actual post or whatever, right? So you can kind of divide this content and utilize it for a bunch of things, especially if you're doing a live video, right? So you can splice that live video up, take pieces of content out the live video once you transcribe it, use it as a blog post. You know what I mean? Like we overthink this creating content thing so much, and it's so much that we can do using like one piece of content. So that's the reels, but then you have like live videos that you can do, and when you're doing your live, a lot of times you say the quote in there that's resonating with your audience, pull a quote out, right? Put it on a piece of content and post it on a separate day, right? Take that whole transcribed live video, create a blog post with it, right? It's so much that we can do to divide content to save ourselves time, but we really overthink it. And when we overthink it, it feels overwhelming. And then it causes us to shut down. So then we don't do anything. But being visible is the most important part of your business. Like I tell my clients, when you sit down every day, don't you see a McDonald's commercial at least 2 or 3 times a day? Yes, you do. And I promise you, you will never forget McDonald's in this lifetime, even if you never saw another commercial. But they make sure you don't forget them because they run commercials all the time. So why do we feel like we don't have to be visible when McDonald's is as visible as it is and has been for our entire lifetime, right? We have to be visible in order for people to know we have a business and to support their business, right? Because the marketers tell you like they have to see your product at least 7 times before it even resonates to them that you're doing this service or providing this product or whatever it is, right? And it could be people that closely know you, right? Because sometimes when I'm not as visible as I need to be, I have people that have been following me on Facebook, Instagram since forever. And they're like, you know what, girl, I forgot you do that. And that's a message to me to be like, oh, you know what, that's your cue to get out there more because you've been behind the scenes for too long. You know, you got to get out there and be visible more, right? So y'all stop overthinking it. We can make one piece of content and divide it into several pieces. You just have to stop overthinking it and get out there and do it.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we're like the same person. Like this is exactly kind of how I look at things. It's so fascinating, but so many great nuggets. I just want to kind of really quickly summarize all the great knowledge you just downloaded to us, because first of all, you talked about showing behind the scenes, showing the person behind the business, because honestly, people need to know, are you a good human? Like, do I like you? Like they need to know who you are. Exactly. At least a little bit. Yes. So I love that tip. That's always a good tip. People want to know the person behind the business.
They absolutely do. Mm-hmm.
They really do. Of just like, is this a good person? Do I like this person? Like, do I like, and you will attract the perfect people who are like your kind of people if you're showing your real self, right? So I love that tip. The piece about repurposing things smartly is so smart because, and I say this all the time, just when you've put out so much content that you feel like you're being disgusting is when you barely have enough.
Right.
People have like, I think it used to be 8-second attention spans. Now I think it's like 4 or 6 seconds.
Yes.
Something really small. Repetition is actually good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
People need the repetition of that. So all of the smart tips, I hope you guys are taking notes because there's a lot of goodness that Annette just dropped down for us. The way that she repurposes things. Did you guys catch that? How like a reel can become, or a video, an interview like this could become a blog, right? You could grab out little quotes and it can become a bunch of quote images. You can slice it up and it can become a bunch of reels. I mean, so the repurposing and reusing of content is huge one, but I love your batching. Yes. The way you batch it out all in one afternoon. And you said it lasts you, what, 2 to 3 weeks?
Yes, absolutely. Because you have to realize, like I carve out 4 hours on every Monday, right? And so if this is like, tomorrow is my day to do reels. So I'm going to bring a couple of tops with me to the office. And actually I'm going out of town this week as well. So I'll do some more reels while I'm out of town, just kind of showing, travel or whatever, right? But again, if reels are like 30 seconds, sometimes we have to do the reels 2 or 3 times or whatever, right? So in a 1 hour time span, I may be able to do about 10 reels, right? And have them finished and stored, right? So again, if you carve out 3 to 4 hours, 1 day a week, whatever it is, you can create weeks worth of content because you want to do at least 1 reel a day, right? Just because IG prioritizes reels and videos over anything, right? So you want to be where they're prioritizing it, right? So you can get the most visibility. Reels get visibility like none other, right? Because your actual posts are going to be seen by people mainly, right? It's seen by people Reels are seen by everybody, right? So if you're looking for the highest visibility, which you should be, you want to create reels. And reels, a lot of time they just show like your true character. You can do funny reels. You can do like, reels where you're teaching people something, even with like, trending music, whatever it is. If you want to give them tips on something, write the tips in the reels, right? It's really, really easy to do.
So a lot of this, batching your content, slicing, dicing, and repurposing a lot of it, and kind of batching all your work together on these days. So, and you guys, there's a reason, like Annette's saying, there's a reason that reels get so much visibility. It's because of those 3-second attention spans. Like, people are preferring shorter and shorter form content. The great news is, if you're batching out a whole bunch of videos and they each only need to be 15 to 30 seconds, That takes off a lot of pressure. Because remember back in the day before Reels, if you wanted videos to hit, it was 10 to 15 minute long Facebook Lives or
Yes.
YouTube videos. And like, imagine the pressure of having to create that large of a piece of content.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, that's just too much.
It's too much. Yeah. A lot of people won't sit through the whole thing. Right. So now you have there, again, most of the time when we're doing instructional videos or whatever on Facebook, whatever, we're trying to teach people something, right? So how about giving them the tips in 15 seconds in a reel? And then if you want to learn more, schedule a consultation call with me or something to that effect, right? Where you can give them more in depth. But right now you're trying to get their attention and make them realize like you're the person they know, like, and trust and want to work with, right? So you get their attention in those short blurbs. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. And it's short and it's easy.
Yes.
So quite a bit of goodness there. Do you have, now for those people who are realizing Reels or Reels, TikToks, whatever you want to call them, this short form content is really hot right now. And they're thinking like, okay, if I'm going to get consistent about this, that's where I really want to spend my time. Do you have any other like main categories of types of content to share besides like the behind the scenes and like the quick tips? Any other like categories that you recommend people work into their mix?
I also recommend webinars, right? So that's a longer form, but it also gets you it gets you an opportunity to engage your target audience, right? Because you're going to target whoever your target audience is with a live webinar, right? And I do recommend it being live. Do it as consistently as you want to, right? So we just did a webinar Tuesday night for a new program that we're launching. And we're also getting ready to start doing webinars that's connected to that every other week, right? Bi-weekly until we convert this product that we're launched or whatever, right? But it gives you an opportunity to engage that audience further than in a 15-second capsule like the reel would be, right? And give them more value and give them more content so that they connect with me better in a webinar because they're like, ooh, yeah, everything that she did, I get to show testimonials. I get to show people that I've worked with in the past, all of that stuff that I can't do in Reels, right? So it just gives me more time to work further with the audience to do a deeper dive into that, whatever that subject matter is, and get more people enrolled into. So this is a new program that we launched that's a membership, right? So it gives me an opportunity to give them more content, more value, and then convert more of those into clients that we want to enroll into our membership, right? But Reels will pique their interest to make them want to attend the webinar. The webinar is to give them more content that then converts them into a paying person in our membership, right? So definitely whatever your subject matter is, especially if you're a service-based person, a coach, whatever it is, whatever your target audience is and like your signature program, whatever it is, I do encourage doing like Reels to pique their interest and get them enrolled into whatever webinar you have coming up. And then once you do the webinar, then that should convert them into being paying members of your membership or coaching programs or whatever type of program it is that you have or purchasing the services that you're promoting. But Reels should be like almost like a tripwire to get them here that moves them here, right? So yeah, I definitely recommend doing in addition to lives and behind the scenes and Reels, definitely doing some type of webinars, whether you do it quarterly, monthly, weekly, whatever it is, consider factoring that into your repertoire as well.
Yes. Oh, I love that. So shorter form content, quick, easy things to get them to stop the scroll and just pay attention for a minute. And then the deeper, longer form content to go deeper into a topic with them. And that's the moment where a lot of them at least choose to become a client or customer.
Correct. Because you can use the Reels as like a tripwire. You know, a lot of times we'll have like a freebie we utilize or whatever to bring people into our funnels or whatever it is. Also, Reels can be that as well, right? Like a free tripwire. You entertain them, hey, want more? Sign up for this or whatever, right? Or, send us your email. Here's the link. Follow the link in my bio, blah, blah, blah. And then that can lead them into your funnel as well, right? So utilize Reels as a tripwire. And then another thing, y'all, if you have a creator profile on Instagram, once you have so many views and Reels going or whatever, Instagram will start paying you for content. How about that? Another stream of income.
The creator accounts.
Creator accounts, yep, on Instagram.
So as long as you're consistent, not only are you getting leads from social media, you're getting paid to do it.
You're getting paid to do it. Yep, that's another stream of income, y'all. You heard it here first if you hadn't heard it before.
I love this. This is so helpful. So, and I think it paints a picture too of that if you have the end in mind first.
Yeah.
like, where you're trying to lead people. Like you said, you're launching a program, the end goal is the program.
Right.
But you're approaching every post, every reel, every piece of content as a potential opening to that funnel.
Correct. Yeah.
You could jump into the funnel through this reel, through this post, through this story, through this whatever. They're all funnel entry points to get to that end goal.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I hope you guys are taking notes, because I know a lot of people, they know they have to put content out, but they're not necessarily putting the end in mind.
Correct.
When they're putting it there. So if you know exactly, here's all the things at the top of my funnel attracting people in, and here's the one main offer I want them to grab at the bottom of that funnel.
Yep.
So many good, helpful tips here. This is really enriching. And I think when people start to realize, like, wait, I don't have to overcomplicate this.
Don't overcomplicate it, please.
Right? Like, make it simple, make it simple. Now, for the people who, do you have any tips or even just mindset advice for the people who are saying, yeah, this all sounds great, but I'm tech challenged. I don't know how to make a reel. I can't do that. Right. Because I do hear that a lot. Do you have any advice for those folks?
Well, I mean, if you can't do it and you have a teenager, I guarantee your teenager can do it. Pull in help, right? Because we're not on an island, right? We're on a planet with a whole lot of people. I can guarantee you, if you as a person don't know how to do it, somebody that you're connected with does and can show you. It's very simple, right? I do all of my reels on my phone. So they can show you how to go into the Instagram reel. I've been doing this with my clients for the last several weeks, because that was their thing. I really don't know how to do reels. I'm like, come into my office. We're going to have a whole reel session, right? I have older clients and younger clients, and all of them are able to grasp it once I walk them through the process, right? It's very, very easy, right? So if you can't figure it out, find somebody that's in your circle that can, and have them to help walk you through it and help you to create it, right? It's very easy. So we don't want to utilize technology as an excuse not to do something, because technology affords us a lot of opportunities that we didn't have prior to having the technology that we have now, right? So use it to your advantage. Don't allow technology to intimidate you. But trust me, you can do it. So stop telling yourself that, and find somebody that you're connected with that can, if it's really a hurdle for you, and let them help you walk through the process. Worst case scenario, go to YouTube. YouTube University teaches us everything. So go to YouTube,
right? Find
somebody, say how to create reels, look at the video, and then do it, right? But I'm certain somebody in your circle knows how to do it. Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. We're not on an island by ourselves. We have a whole lot of entrepreneurs around us. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, there are a lot of young people that just know how to use reels and know how to use Instagram. Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah. Everything is figure outable.
It is.
Find someone like, and trust that you can ask for help, or just go to YouTube and look it up.
Absolutely. Those are options.
Yep. Yeah, totally doable. So we've covered stories, we've covered reels, TikToks, short form video, and then we've touched on even some of the longer form content, like webinars or masterclasses and that kind of thing.
Correct.
So is there a general frequency that you recommend doing each of these things? If people they're ready to take action and they're ready to do it, what frequency would you recommend?
So typically, like I mentioned earlier, at least one reel a day. If you feel like you're not there yet, do it at least twice a week. Stories, you can do stories all day, right? So one person told me at least 5 to 8 stories a day. That's a little bit excessive, but get at least 1 or 2 stories a day, right? If you're just starting out, and the more comfortable you get with it, the more you can do or whatever per day. Because again, don't overthink it. Remember that stories are literally just behind the scenes of what am I doing right now? Whatever. Let me do a snap, 10, 15 seconds of video showing what I'm doing at this minute, put it on the story, right? Behind the scene. Right now, I'm cooking for the family. Right now, I'm, getting ready to downtime, preparing for bed. I'm meditating, whatever it is, right? So it's all just behind the scene type stuff. So as you're transitioning into doing something else throughout the course of the day, just record 10, 15 seconds, put it on the behind the scene with the story or whatever, right? So at least 2 to 5 stories per day, at least 1 reel a day, if not at least 2 a week. Definitely make sure you are posting at least once or twice every day. So if it's just like a motivational post, educational post, funny post, entertaining, something it is, make sure you are posting at least once or twice every day. Don't skip a day at all. And then webinars, if you're going to do that, at least once a quarter. That's the least amount that I recommend, once a quarter, right? But if you can, once you get acclimated and more comfortable with it, if you can do once a month. I know somebody that was doing once a week for an entire year. I don't personally know him. So I was reading Russell Brunson's book, and he started talking about how he started doing the webinars once a week to convert that funnel into a 7-figure funnel, right? So he, again, that was his intensity, but I don't, know so many people that want to do webinars once a week, but definitely at least once a quarter, go for it, right? So that's my recommendation, but making sure you are visible. Don't hide behind your business, right? You want to be the spokesperson of your business because, again, you want people to know, like, and trust you. Post your pictures, create posts that have your pictures in a motivational quote or something, right? So people are seeing you. The more visible you are, the more they can connect you with their business, the more they know you, like you, trust you, they'll convert into paying clients.
Absolutely. Such great advice. And I know tons of people worry about, like, my life's not very interesting. If I was making stories, it would just be like boring stuff. But, people love peeking into other people's lives, even if it's boring. Like, there's something about us as humans. We're just, like, curious about other people's lives.
It's boring to us because it's mundane, because it's what we normally do. But you wouldn't believe the people behind the scenes are like, oh, I didn't know she did that. I want to do that. It could be something as minor as making coffee. Like, one day I was doing something. It was like, oh, girl, I saw you doing X, Y, Z. I said I wanted to do it. I was like, really? Whatever it was like the norm to me, right? And then everybody else is like, girl, I said I wanted to do that. I was like, really? So you wouldn't believe, like, how intriguing it is to other people.
It's amazing. The things that we think are mundane that everybody does. There's lots of people who don't, and they're fascinated by it.
They are. Absolutely.
So don't put yourself in the box of thinking you're boring. Trust me, you're fascinating to someone.
To somebody. Yes.
Someone is fascinated by you. So I love that advice. Now the audience is probably feeling really excited now about, like, hey, I can do this.
Yes.
I don't have to overcomplicate it. I can absolutely reuse, repurpose, recycle stuff, keep it simple.
Yes.
I know that your free gift that you have for everyone can really go a long way towards helping diffuse any anxiety and make it easier for people. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So the freebie is a content calendar, right? Because like, my clients will be like, what am I going to say? All of this other crazy stuff, right? I just like to combat every excuse. Well, this is what you're going to say. These are the things you're going to do, that type of stuff. But the content calendar, I have mapped out, like, different topics for you to talk about, the different days you can talk about, all the things, right? So it's all mapped out for you. So you don't have any other excuses about, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? Make whatever it is coincide with the topic. If you're going to do a reel, if you're going to dance in a video, make it coincide with the topic to make it really, really easy for you, right? So no more excuses. Let's just get out and do it. It has to be done. It's a necessary evil of business, but it is very necessary. And guess what? You are going to, you're going to pat yourself on the back in the end, right? Because you'll start realizing the more visible you are, the more clients you start to attract, right? And when you start seeing that in your bank account, you're going to thank me about talking about being more visible.
That is awesome. So you guys, Annette basically gave you an easy button.
Yes.
Grab the calendar, make it easy on yourself, quit overcomplicating it. You can totally do this. And she's giving you everything you need to get it done. So somewhere around this video will be a button where it says click here for the free gift. Do that. Grab it now. Take it easy on yourself, right? She has graciously given you everything that you need to get out there and market yourself in a super simple and honestly a fun way. When you actually start implementing these things and you realize, like, wait, I can do this. I
can still do this. Yes.
It feels fun again.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Impactful Entrepreneur Show. If you found amazing value here, like, subscribe, and leave us a review to help other people find the high value content that we share, and find us on social media so we can continue the conversation. See you in the next episode.